Hello, my name is Xiaotian. I am a PhD student at the Pennsylvania State University. I'm here to present our study, a scenario-based exploration of expected usefulness, privacy concerns, and adoption likelihood for learning analytics. In the past decade, learning analytics research mostly focused on the technology advancement. In recent years, designers began to explore stakeholders' perspectives on LA, as well as issues related to ethics and privacy. Studies suggest that while LA applications are promising, there remain issues such as instructor adoption and large-scale implementation of LA applications. Regarding instructors' views and concerns about LA, most studies probed general expectations. A few studies investigated LA use in teaching practices, but they're small in scale. Our study further investigated instructors' views on LA across a broad set of teaching contexts. Our research objective was to characterize variations in responses to different LA scenarios, as well as to consider how these patterns might reflect the instructor's cost-benefit reasoning about adoption. A survey is used as an instrument for our study. Within the survey, we used vignettes to encapsulate combinations of discipline class sizes, types of data being used, and phases of teaching activity. The survey was conducted at a public university in North America. We used a snowball method to recruit faculty participants who teach at least one undergraduate course. We gathered data about instructors' backgrounds, disciplines, years of teaching experience, etc. We also used vignettes to evoke instructors' reflection to specific teaching contexts. We gathered ratings of usefulness, privacy concerns, and likelihood of a scenario happening at our institution. At the end, we asked general questions regarding usefulness of data, privacy concern, and the usefulness of LA for teaching activities. Here are two examples of the vignettes. The first one, personal, is capturing using personal data such as gender, ethnicity, hometown, course history to design a new general education course. The second one, prereqs, which is focusing on using previous grades data to develop a more senior level course in a program. To see a full list of vignettes, please reference our paper. We short-named these vignettes as a way to reference them, so we'll use their short names throughout the paper and also this presentation. 85 qualifying responses were included in the final analysis, and we conducted exploratory analysis of the survey data. The primary analysis of the 10 vignettes focused on the ratings of usefulness and privacy concerns. Table 2 presents the means and standard deviation of these two variables. The higher value refers to higher ratings of usefulness and stronger concerns of privacy. By scanning the table 2 data, you can almost see an inverse relationship between the two. Further, we averaged across vignettes to create overall usefulness and overall privacy constructs. A paired t-test shows that the overall usefulness is higher compared to the overall privacy, and the overall usefulness and overall privacy have a negative correlation. Reviewing usefulness and privacy means across vignettes suggests that vignettes involving learning outcomes, such as grades, tends to be rated as more useful and evoke less concern about privacy, whereas those involving socially situated student behavior, such as nonverbal communication, are rated as less useful with a greater privacy concern. To further explore this pattern, we conducted exploratory factor analysis on both sets of score across 10 vignettes. The next two tables present the results of the exploratory factor analysis on both usefulness and privacy. We removed one vignette where they loaded rather equally on both components. Table 3 presents the factor analysis on usefulness ratings, and Table 4 presents the factor analysis on privacy ratings. We noted that the 3 vignettes, collaboration, language, and social, loaded strongly on the first factor for usefulness and the second factor for privacy. Similarly, another 4 vignettes, Poe, writing, nationality, prereqs, loaded strongly on the second factor for usefulness and the first factor for privacy. The commonality among these two subsets are the set of 3 vignettes revolved around social interactions of the students, while the other 4 vignettes were focused on learning outcomes. This led us to define 4 new constructs that capture the usefulness and privacy ratings for outcomes-related versus interaction-related vignettes. Table 5 presents the 4 constructs. We examined the internal reliability of the ratings of the vignette loading on one factor or the other to determine if they are able to be averaged or treated as a new construct. The Cronbach alpha is presented in Table 5. The means of these 4 constructs shows that the usefulness mean is highest for outcomes vignettes, but the privacy mean is the lowest. For interactions vignettes, both usefulness and privacy means are in the middle range. A 2x2 repeated measure ANOVA confirmed this pattern, revealing significant interaction. We asked the likelihood of a particular vignette happening at our institution. From a cost-benefit perspective, we speculated that rated likelihood of adoption might be mediated by a trade-off between usefulness and privacy concern. That is, usefulness can be seen as a potential benefit and student data privacy as a primary cost. So difference between the two might serve as a surrogate for the respondent's implicit cost-benefit calculation. We explored this by taking the difference between usefulness and privacy, correlation between this difference and rated likelihood of adoption is in Table 8. Our speculation on usefulness privacy difference predicted likelihood happened to be largely true. We observed a positive correlation for all but the video vignette. To sum up, through our study, we found that instructors found that outcomes-related data is more useful compared to interactions-related data. Privacy concerns are lowest for outcomes-related data compared to interaction-related data. Negative correlation was found between perceived usefulness and privacy, where instructors may implicitly calculate the cost-benefit between usefulness and privacy. So what does this mean for learning analytics adoption at scale? From our study, you can see that instructors see vignettes that have an advantage of usefulness over privacy concern to be more likely to happen at an institution. Similarly, instructors with higher useful privacy difference have a higher adoption likely score. One implication is that for institutions to pursue LA should take a significant effort to help instructors to appreciate the benefit, such as using vignettes as our study to build from a local teaching practice or create a supporting cohort of instructors who are early adopters. This concludes my presentation. Thank you for watching. If you have any questions or interest about this study, please feel free to reach out to the authors. Thank you.